As you're tuning in, love to know, number one, where you're tuning in from. Number two, love to know three things you're grateful for. Today's topic I learned and discovered and experienced while we were visiting the Massai tribe over in Tanzania, just inside the Ngorongoro crater. And it was kind of a village planning organization that we learned about of how they structure the shapes of their village in order to protect the valuable people and animals in their tribe. So we're going to chat about that in a little bit. But as you're tuning in, I'd love to know, number one, where you're tuning in from. Number two, I'd love to know three things you're grateful for. If you would, go ahead and toss them right over there in the comments section. It might be that way. I'm not sure on this screen. Let me go ahead and share this a couple places real quick to get this out into the world. Hopefully you all are oops, what in the world? Hey, there we go. Welcome. As you're tuning in, love to know, number one, where you're tuning in from. Number two, love to know three things you are grateful for today. Karen, nice to see you. Welcome. Howdy. And today's topic, hello from London, another Karen. Today is the day of the Karens. Welcome, Karens. I'm interested. If a third Karen pops up and say hello, I'm going to be wildly impressed. That's pretty exciting. Anyways, Stephanie took the trail away here. Stephanie from DC, nice to see you. Welcome. Let's see. Welcome. As you're tuning in, love to know, number one, where you're tuning in from. Number two, love to know three things you're grateful for. If you wouldn't mind throwing it over in the comment section, I always love to say hello and see where everyone's tuning in from. Today's topic, David from San Antonio, Texas. Welcome, David. Nice to see you. Today's topic is pretty simple. It's just something I learned while visiting the Massai tribe over in Tanzania. And it was more or less how they set up their, and I would say city planning, but it's more village planning, just the structure and where they organized it to really take care of the people who were really important to them and the animals that were really important to them. Jonathan Stone, hello from the Naval Station, 32nd Street. Hello, sir. Welcome. Now, to dive right in, I'll throw this out there, and I'd love to hear y'all's opinion. I realize it's a sensitive topic right now because of what's going on here in the U.S. and around the world. So I want to share something that I think would be useful. Chelsea, nice to see you from Jersey. Welcome. To put it simply, I don't know if I do. A little mini dry erase board. Let me see if I can find my dry erase marker. Here is one. Let's see if it'll work. Yep. Cool. So let's do some little diagramming here. It's really simple. Mark, great topic. Thank you, sir. Simple. If you want to know, and I don't know how many you've ever read about or learned about the Maasai tribe, there's a few things that they do in the way they set up their village to keep themselves safe. And so it's kind of a target-shaped circular village. So there's a circle that kind of goes right in the middle. There's then outside of that circle, and excuse my little drawing, but there's little houses that go around the circle, like this. No, that doesn't look like a house. I need to get rid of that one. Sorry, construction issues. But there's a little circles, little houses that go around the circle. So it looks like this. So you got little houses around the circle. And then around the little houses, there's this real cool, let me make my thicket fence. There's this really cool kind of thicket fence. Excuse my artistic abilities. Still learning, still practicing, but let me So then we got this really cool little thicket fence that goes around the houses. Now, what's interesting is, and I'm gonna let y'all, toss the construction to see, hey, I'm working on my finger constructions of Maasai tribe villages over here. But I'm gonna let you guess. What do you think goes in the middle? So there's a middle place there, right smack in the middle of this village. There's a big thicket fence. There's little houses in there. There's a fence around it. What do you think goes in the middle? Something very important to the Maasai tribe. So let's see if anyone can guess. I'm not seeing any guesses. Cows, nailed it. Now I apologize in advance. There's my awesome cow. So the cows go right in the middle. You nailed it. What do you think goes in the houses around the little cows? So we got the cows right smack in the middle, protecting them. We have the little houses. Who sleeps in the houses? Love to know who you think sleeps in these houses. It's an interesting concept. Now, those of you who've heard me talk about this before, don't ruin it for everybody. People, Mark says. Yes, people. People, but which people of the village? You know, there's older people, younger people, there's children, there's moms, there's dads, there's all kinds of people. But which people do you think sleep inside the little houses? So we're good with people, but which people sleep inside of the houses? So if you look at this, there's, for those of you who are just joining, we got the cows go in the middle, and then there's little houses that are hand-built all around the cows, and then there's a thicket fence that goes all the way around the village to protect here. So if you look at that, the way it's set up there is we're going to go WC. So women and children sleep in the little houses, and then the cows sleep in the middle, which begs a big question: where do all the men sleep? That's weird. It's kind of interesting thought. Like where the women and children sleep in the houses, the cows sleep in or live in the middle of the village. Where do all guys sleep? There's something interesting about this. Rink, 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 rink. Let me draw them on here, see if anyone can guess. Where do you think all those men are sleeping? Because they're not in the houses with the women and children. Give you a clue. Rink, rink. Outside maybe, or they go from house to house. Close. So you nailed it with the first guess. They sleep outside of the fence. Why? So that's right. You got it. They sleep outside of the fence. Well, why do they sleep outside of the fence? Craig says to protect. Protect against what? So to protect the tribe. So protect the tribe against what? It's an interesting question. So far, for those of you just tuning in, here's what we have going on. We have cows that sleep in the middle, right in here. We have women and children, the WC, that sleep in the little houses. We have a big thicket fence that goes around the houses. And then we have these little men who sleep on the outside of the fence with their little spears there, protecting against, Stephanie nailed it, lions. Predators, things that would try to come after the livestock, the family, the people they care about. And so it was interesting, as I was watching something really interesting yesterday, and it's a comedian who he's a church comedian. He goes from church to church and does comedy in a Christian format, so he doesn't cuss or anything of that stuff. And he's really wonderful. And he mentioned something really interesting. I'd love to hear your opinion on this. He said, with so much going on, he's a businessman and he's a comedian, but he said, first and most of all, he's a father. And he's got 5 kids, and it's his job to protect those kids. And he takes full responsibility. It's mom's job too, but he owns that kind of situation in his family. He owns protecting his children. And he says, I don't know if this sounds interesting or not, but he said there should probably be background checks. There should probably be having a child who goes to that school involved so that there's reason for a certain person to be there. But he says, do you think it would be interesting that maybe If someone has the ability to work from home, if someone has the ability to own their own business and work from wherever, if they have that ability, could they not set up the ability to work from a local school in an office on campus or somewhere nearby, so that if there was some type of incident on site, there would always be roughly 5-10 fathers who have children in the school, who've had background checks, who've been trained by local authorities, always standing guard, so that if something were to happen, there's immediately 5 to 10 caregivers, warriors. It could be moms too. There's no discrimination here. If moms want to protect, mama bears are just as strong and powerful. But the concept of someone would be willing and able, on site, on hand, quick notice, to be there immediately. And it would just be something that they could cycle through. Hey, these days of the week, there's a co-working space on a school campus. They have 10 dads who work from there. They get to know each other. They hang out. They cross network and do all kinds of stuff, just like you would at WeWork or co-working space. And they're on hand. They're trained. They're fully capable that if something went down, the on-campus security guard or whoever would need the help would immediately have 10 extra people to come and help do whatever needs to be done to take care of the little ones there. I heard that, and I thought it was a really smart idea. And personally, I can work from anywhere, so I'd be happy if there was a local school, go get a background check, do all the things necessary, do the training. I'd be more than happy to localize my office and work next to a school that if anyone really had need, I could be there in a heartbeat, stand up, drop my call, run outside and go help. It's really interesting, but it's an easy lesson if you look here. And obviously we don't have to do everything they do, but if there's a predator on the outside, they've purposely put people between their family and the things that matter to them, in case cows in this case, between the predator and the ability to access this. And so, obviously there's school fences that are there. There's little school buildings that could be there. I'm sure there's a playground or something in the middle. But then there's people who've been properly assigned or background checked and prepared and situated, where all of a sudden, they're set up to be there to be a defense against someone who's trying to access. And as simple as it sounds, if someone does access the community or get in there, you immediately have a handful of people fully capable and trained surrounding the environment that could drop the phone, walk out of their office, and immediately be there to assist within 30 seconds to 60 seconds or 90 seconds. Yeah, I think that was today's message. I don't know if y'all know anybody at WeWork or any of the co-working spaces, but I think it's something I'd love to talk to, just because knowing so many young people are feeling scared or frustrated or freaked out, to be able to do that and give them some space probably mean a lot to them. And it touches my heart just thinking about them not having to think about that stuff. So I'd be happy to relocate our office to be closer. But if you guys know anyone who works in these sectors, would love to chat with them and see if we can help make something happen there. Police are great. Their response time takes a while. I know there's on-campus police, but they're always struggling as well to take care of it. That's why it's just an addition. It's people, again, they've had background checks. They're verified. They're the right people to be there, or at least people that have taken care of and gone through the process to be there. But I'd be happy to be one of those people. I'm sure there's plenty of you guys on here that would care enough to be there as well. Anyways, that's all for the day. If you know anyone that can help, tag them in this, and hopefully we can help.